Hello, YouTube! I am Penstar, and this is Airport CEO Strategy and Tactics, Episode 11. So, in our last episode, we kind of retooled our terminal here, and I said I was going to fast forward and get things accomplished, and then meet you back at like midnight. But then I thought things over, and there's a few more tweaks to our setup here that I'd like to do. So I figured I'd show you guys me doing it. And I figured we'd want to, it's going to take a little time for our contractors to make this happen. So let's get this in place. Yeah. First off, what I want to do is this. Now this might seem a little odd being that we just built this, but I think what might be best is if we actually attach this little holding area, this little waiting area, and attach it to the terminal proper. And that way, we just have another avenue for people to make their way in, into the concourse here. And you know what? It might look just a little bit better. I'm still going to keep this little strip right here, but I think that'll work out better for us. The other thing is, I don't like these two here. We've got plenty of seating, and they kind of disrupt the flow of everything, so I'm going to get rid of it. The other thing is this. I mean, it may not serve that much of a purpose, but it's clearly out of place, by having just this strip of grass right here. So we'll put that there. And let's get our contractors on the horn. Now, speaking of our contractors, it might be time for us to renew, or rather, review our contracts and see if we can get a better one. Because we've grown larger. Contractors. Yes, Blue Build Construction Ltd. These people have a ton of contractors available, and they pay them pennies. So yeah, they're even better than Brickley. So I think we are overdue for an upgrade in our contract here. So, toodles. And Blue Build Construction, welcome aboard. 145 people to work with, so we should be able to get this done quick. Now, mashing that deploy all button may be, with Brickley, I'd just mash the deploy all, but here, maybe not. Now, we do have a bunch of things that need to get deconstructed, so I'll probably deploy about 100 here. The other thing I noticed is I don't really like these right here. I've been looking at the traffic flow of this, and it's a little awkward. Oh yeah, the other reason I wanted to do 100 specifically is that's exactly 2 bus loads. And yeah, this is precisely why I don't like this right here. So we will be moving this probably in this episode. Now I'm going to wait for them to deconstruct these bits right here. So that I can draw out the rest of my plans here. Okay. All right. Yeah. At least that area is taken care of, so we can get some terminal operations going here. And actually, we can leave that corner as well, a corner. So I probably didn't need to deconstruct that little bit right there, but that's okay. All right. Yeah, we don't need the walls here. We don't need the walls here. We do need the wall. No, we don't need the walls there because there's no reason for walls. So we can get rid of these walls because these are essentially just going to be more of the same. I will get our sidewalk back here. Like so. And actually what I think I'll do is we'll get another large door up here. And well, I don't know if I want to do a door up there. Here's my plan. is I'm going to actually migrate the contractor places up here. So they're kind of more in the middle of the map, so as we build elsewhere, they have easier access to everything, and they don't have to walk as far, and they're not clogging up the major and primary artery of our whole airport. That was kind of a boneheaded move on my part, which is why I wanted to fix it on camera. So we will get this up here. We will continue our pattern here of the car drop-offs. Oh wait, yeah, we don't need that. The car drop-offs provide their own sidewalks. Derp to derp. There we go. And then what we'll do here is we'll have actually maybe we'll just have the one more here. And yeah, then we'll do the contractor drop-off site. Will be flipped up like this. And then the loading site will be flipped up like this. No, I don't need that. And then we get our public roads up here. Oh, for Pete's sake, come on. Come on. There we go. Get these up here, and you know what, just for a little visual variety, again, there's no reason to do this, but I'll make the little roads for the contractors here concrete, just give it a little visual interest. And also oh heck, let's get some trees here, just to do something with that green spot. Yeah, that way these people will be able to get up here. That will be taken care of. That will be taken care of. Oh, one other thing I wanted to do here is I want to mark that for demolition just because we want to move it to say like right about here. You'll see why in a little bit. It's more of a visual symmetry thing than a gameplay, fundamental gameplay reason change thing. But yeah, we'll still go with it. We are also going to be demolishing these two stands right here once we get our once they're done. I mean, no reason to cancel the flights. Might as well let them see off their final passengers gracefully. And here comes all the boxes, many boxes. Oh, and we also need to get our bulldozer, and actually no, we don't need our bulldozer. Let's do this a little bit more elegantly and fire up our a large door here. These guys are already getting bored as heck. All right, yeah, you go, and I'm going to be deleting these off once we're done with this particular job. So yeah, you grab that door, or grab that box for that door, get the heck off of there, and now we can get rid of these, now that we have proper roads up here. We can also probably, just to get this area a little bit more effective at holding people, I don't want to mess up the flow here, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put these along the top. Like, say, here and here. And we'll put one here in the middle because people can easily get around it, but I don't want to mess with the flow, the foot traffic flow, I should say. So that should take care of them. We can... You know, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to dismiss all of our contractors for the moment, and then I'll re-invite them once we're ready to do sort of a phase 2 here. All right, so I think this is the final flights here. These guys need to board soon, because he's off for the night. And yep, I think that's that one's final flight as well. Yeah, these guys are still lining up to get the heck out of here. It might take these buses a little bit longer to do their things, but they're not getting in the way of my normal buses. And that's the important part. All right, you are off, so it is time to disassemble and transform. Now, a couple things we need to do here. One, even though we do still need a check-in desk for our medium stand, I've found that trying to reuse the same one kind of can trigger a bug where the medium stand can't properly link itself to the former stand here can't properly link itself over. Oh yeah, we got to wait for the flight to formally depart so that we can close down these stands, because it won't let us delete them until these planes are in the sky and the contract's officially considered completed. So we'll wait it out there. Yeah, get yourself straight, dude. Don't want to go careening off the runway. All right, we're good. So we will clear our stand. And clear our stand. You have to clear them first, then close them, then you can demolish them. You have to do it in that order. You can't just take the bulldozer tool to it. What you can do is we do want to take the bulldozer tool to these little grassy bits right here, because we're going to be doing something a little bit different. We are also going to take it to these, because again, trying to reuse one of these to be the gate for the new one seems to cause problems. So in the long run, that probably shouldn't be an issue. But yeah, all right. Let's get our guys in here ASAP. Once again, we're swimming in money, so I'm just going to hit the all button, even though that's probably a bit wasteful, because I want this done ASAP so that I can get the medium stand in there quickly. I probably should have kept some of them on board just to take care of this. And actually, let's throw down the new boarding desk that will eventually link with it. That way we can get the boxes summoned. All right, we get those boxes. There's our thing. Yeah, 3 busloads worth of guys. Yeah, a little bit overkill, I'll admit, but we'll make sure that we get these in place as quickly as possible. And once these stands are taken down, we'll be able to flip it over. We might lose out on like 1 or 2 of the flights of the new stand. Oh, that was the other thing I wanted to fix. Is these 2 little things can get demolished, because it's gonna make its own hole in the wall. There we go. Excellent. Now let's throw down our new stand. Flip you around. Perfect. And the other thing we're going to do, and the other reason why I want all these contractors here, is we're going to do our our nice wide stand right here. And this is why I wanted to move it, because otherwise it would just look weird. And you know what? What the hey? Oops. Since we're doing this, might as well be a little symmetrical. And since we're turning everything into concrete, why don't we turn the small stands that we're actually keeping into concrete? Because otherwise they'll just completely look out of place. Repair them first before you're doing that, changing it to that, because it costs a bit more to repair them, but they take less damage. So yeah, there we go. That'll give our contractors something to think about. Oh, and of course we will need our formal taxiway like that. All right, and we can also plug up these holes. The holes formerly left by the doors. Now, as far as seating goes for our new thing here, I think I'm going to put one here, and I think I'm going to demolish this one, because otherwise this is where the crowd's going to want to go. And we can also get away with a bit more seating over here. Like so. I also may dabble into a what's it called? The store, the commercial store, like right here in the middle. Just to see if putting it right dab in the middle as a sort of an open air project will get more of our people in there. There we go. That's where we need our small army here. Is for all these little bits and pieces. Hopefully they start work on the medium stand first, because we want to make sure this is up and running ASAP. We're actually kind of pushing it a little bit here, so I might need to do my contracts, all my other contracts first, and then I'll get into doing the contracts for the new medium stand. So let's do that. So because we don't want to make any of our other flights late and what have you. So I'll see you guys on the flip side. Okay, so I picked myself up a cheap and a small one. Now the small one, if we can squeeze in all 4 medium flights into our new one, we'll be able to fully complete itself. And that depends on how quickly they can get the medium stand built. So as soon as we get those contractors in there, we'll link up our stand here. Note that because we replaced 2 of our small stands with 1 medium, and each of the small stands required 1 check-in desk and the medium requires 2, we don't need to change the number of our check-in desks. These will all fit the needs of this, even though we added a new medium, just because we removed the 2 smalls. All right, any moment now. Come on, you can do it. I mean, them doing the taxi. There we go. Okay. So this gets connected. This gets turned on for commercials. This gets opened. And now let's see if we can sneak in those 4 flights. I left open the 540 slot, starting slot. That's why I started the other small ones later on. By the way, if you want this new medium stand named after you, check out my Patreon page down below for information on how to make that work. All right, good. We've got our flights in here, so our small Stripe Air contract will be fully complete. We've got 2 light flight holdovers from Maple, but that's not the end of the world. We're going to have a busy day here coming up, but that's a good thing. Oh yeah, this'll little bug there will cause that. There we go. That'll be all fixed, and I think our contractors are pretty much done. They've picked up all the things, and there's nothing else really that I need them to do at the moment. So we will go ahead and dismiss them. Get them out of here so their mobs and crowds will not disrupt our stuff. And you know what? Just so we have it ready for tomorrow, I'm going to go ahead and get ourselves a shop upgrade here. Start working on that so that we can maybe put in a shop tomorrow. Jeez, look at this lineup here. And of course, here comes our passenger mobs. So 1 mob out, another mob in. But it's a lot better than these guys clogging up this little artery right here. I don't have any open loans, right? It's been a while since I've picked up this save file. Yeah, no, I'm good. We're good. We don't need no stinking banks. All right, so here's the real pressure test. For our airport here, for our concourse and our terminal, we've got 3 medium flights going pretty much non-stop. So that is full force on the passengers, no pulling punches. Because I mean, your average small flight has maybe about say 15 passengers, give or take about 5. And so even at their greatest, even if all of our smalls had like 20, 25 passengers each, that's nothing. That's literally half of the smallest versions of our medium flights. So just in that fact alone, we're going to be having a lot more passengers. But ironically, fewer actual physical flights. Which actually is good. It helps speed things up, and it looks like the small contract does come with one of these smaller planes. So this one's going to have fewer people. Yeah, 61 and 46, but still that's a lot more than you'd find with 2 smalls in their place. And once we start dealing with larger contracts, just in general, that's going to be. That's going to be a thing to take a look at. Oh, one other thing. Well, we got to save up money for it. It'll probably come not tomorrow, but the day after. And of course, we're not going to abandon our slight flights. Having a couple of operational small stands is a good idea. Just when it comes to giving yourself the contract flexibility, because again, those small contracts are not bad, because these small medium planes are rather lucrative because of how much we're charging per plane rather than per passenger. Like I said, that dichotomy is going to change itself. But yeah, I like this setup because now we've got 2 primary means of entrance. So for the people who are trying to get over here, they'll probably come outside and go around like this. For the people who are trying to get over here, they'll come around over here. I'm seeing a lot of walking spaces from our employees. I think it's time we put in a little shortcut just for our employees. You know, like one of those doors that has the, employees only signs on it. So let's put a little door, say right here. Now people are going to try and make use of that, like regular passengers, and we don't really want them to bother with that. But we'll secure it in due time. Let's just get one. We don't need the whole. We don't need the whole mob here. One contractor will be enough, thank you. Plop. But yeah, it looks like we're having quite enough in tarmac seating here, or in terminal seating, I should say. How are we doing on our fuel here? You know what? I think we ordered a new refueler here, because we must have gotten a refuel based on how much we've been sucking up fuel here. So this is why we have all these different tanks. Meanwhile, down here, we're still at 90%. We have not used up enough avgas to warrant another trip to the avgas tank from them, which I find rather amusing. All right. Now, I think the 6 bus stops is the magical number here, because we're seeing lineups here. That is certainly clear, but they're not so long that 1, maybe 2 buses can soak them up. So that's working out quite nicely for us. Not as many cars are really coming here, but I think that has more to do with the. Oh yeah, all right. So we've got this. That's more to do with the AI deciding how people get to the airport, which, they might tune that later on. So what we're going to do to prevent our passengers from making this a shortcut is we're going to just make that single tile employees only. So essentially marking the door as employees only. Yeah, so yeah, by spreading out the crowds here and spreading out the lines here, despite, many people mobbing these flights, they're all going through here. And because they trickle in, and we've got 4 things here, our security stations are taking them as they come, and they're picking whichever line is shortest for them, so they can make their way down here and utilize all 4 security stations more or less evenly enough. I should say. So yeah, we got, yeah, all right. So maybe the small contract still has a couple of the slightly larger flights, which is fine by me. I'll take whatever you give me. Oop. All right, we had a split second flash of a flight running late, but it went away before I could even see which one it was, which means it wasn't really that late. It was not a horrible delay that needs immediate investigation, which means that our system is more or less working efficiently. You better wait for the big guy. Thank you. Woo, doggy! I love the bigger planes, and I can't wait for them to come out with the quote unquote large class of planes. The things like your A380s and your Boeing 777s. Some of the big boys, the big long haul international flights. Those I want to see trucking down those ranges. Those I want to see runways that need to be built really freaking long in order to accommodate them. But for now, I'm quite happy. And actually, in a development that they're working on right now, they're adding a new class of medium plane that'll start showing up in future contracts. So that has me quite excited right there. All right. One other thing I want to get cooking now that we have the money for it on the procurement side here, and also now that because we have the COO, it is time for us to step into the final phase of this, at least this one terminal system, baggage. Now, at the moment, economically speaking, baggage is not worth it. It costs a metric F ton to set up properly. It is a logistical headache that requires hiring a lot of employees and dedicating a lot of floor space and planning. And at the moment, you don't get any extra benefits. It's not even an item that you can charge for or charge other things more for, like we did when we set up Avgas. So it's all costs to you with no real big upside, because the airlines will still take their contracts and still give them to you and still pretty much pay the same for you, whether or not you do baggage. And since the airlines' attitudes towards you are locked, they don't become any happier or less happy whether or not you have baggage. So from a purely economical standpoint, baggage is not worth it at the moment. However, we're going to do it anyway because, being that this is early alpha, it is safe to assume that the devs will tweak and do something with baggage that will make doing the investment and getting it all set up and working efficiently worth it to the player. And meanwhile, it is an exercise in chaos management and planning to make sure that things are working properly for you as the game goes on. It's there for the challenge of it. It's there for the same reason we voluntarily decided to start on hard mode. So I will be going into and doing a full guide on baggage. And so our first step here is getting our COO to start researching. You know what? These things are bothering me. And again, purely aesthetics, let's get these concretified. Because otherwise, it's going to look like there's little patches of grass in the middle of these. And that's bothering me. These can stay grassy because this little area is specifically a grassy area. So that kind of fits with it. And I'm okay with this little strip being grass here because it's got that whole, grass behind the fence look to it. Yep. Don't want that. All right. Yeah. All right. We got our boxes delivered. How many things? 180. Time to deploy all. Oh, we have one. We never dismissed that lone contractor. So that one poor bastard is just going to sit there, just toil away, trying to get everything set up. Let's get just to make things look a little better. Let's get a few more trees in here. Yeah, I like them set up like this, sort of diagonal with each other. Yeah, we're gumming up the works a little bit with our passengers still in full force. But, because our contractors don't really care, it's like, oh, we'll go in the outs. We don't care. We're contractors. We can go wherever we want. And I think the other thing I'm going to do in preparation for getting our stores set up is we're going to destroy those two. Because this is kind of be where we put our open air commercial zone. Poof. And they all fall on their butts. Well, it's alright, they had to get up anyway. Like, get up, lazy bones, you're going to be late for your flight. Alright, you know what? I think our concourse is keeping up. We had that one blink of a delay, but otherwise we didn't have anybody complaining about issues with that. Now, have we gotten our... Yes, we have our shop. Okay, so let's do an open air shop before we close up shop here for the day here. Now, this is going to... once this completes, I think we can swing a 2-star food contract, given the amount of volume here. But because the way shops work and because the way shops are currently... How attractive, or lack thereof, they are... they're not really going to do that well. So I don't anticipate being able to do any more than a 1-star contract with them. That being said, we'll give them actually, no, that's not a good place. We don't want to get them, we don't want to put them in front of the, of our mob zone here. We want to give our mobs, did we just change the color there? Yeah, I'll fix that. Yeah, later on. Yeah, we got to give our mob at least some... Yeah, we'll go right here. That's better. Alright, and we need to throw down some shop accoutrement. So, what we're going to do, I'll give them... Yeah, oops. Didn't mean to do that. We'll give them 2 cashiers. Oop. Actually, we'll give them 2 cashiers, 1 at each end here. So that way they can cash out wherever they want. And then, yeah, let's give them just a few medium shelves to browse through. Or maybe a few larges. Yeah, just a couple of larges. That's all you really need for the size of the contracts that we're going to get, because these large shelves come with quite the few items. All right, looks like the last medium flights for the night are about ready to pack it in. Boarding complete. Oh, you're already done. You're just waiting for your formal flight time. So it's not even a question of being delayed. It's just waiting for the scheduled timer to say, okay, you can go ahead and push back. We're ready. We're all done here. And yep, there they go. And here's our last medium flight for the night, or small flight rather. Alright, looks like our contractors are finally noticing that the boxes have arrived. Once they grab the last of those boxes, we can send the rest of them on their way. And we can get ourselves a little shop contract. Now we'll see if the proof is in the pudding here to see if we can actually attract enough customers to this shop that'll actually patronize it enough to complete the requirements for the contract itself. So let's take a look here. Sign a contract. We want 1 star. 84 versus 80. What do you want? 1050 versus... Oh, Quick Shop is where it's at. Oh, I should have waited for midnight. Dang it. Didn't follow my own advice. All right, folks, so that is going to do it for us today. So what I'm going to do here off screen is I'm going to let the time advance to past midnight. I will go ahead and get our next day's worth of flights set up off camera, and then we'll be on our way. So if you like this episode and you want to see more like it, go ahead and hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and leave me a comment. Good, bad, or indifferent, your feedback is always welcome. So until next time, this has been Pinstar signing out. See ya.